and welcome to the third episode of 605 at 605. This week, we have Tony Walters with us from Rad Entertainment. What up?
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys got down here. We've got Nick here. He's off camera. He'll probably be talking in and out throughout the episode. But, yeah, you guys, so where are you located exactly again? Out of Indiana?
We're in Logansport.
Logansport. And you guys do... So just to fill people in real quick, so Rad Entertainment, so a full-fledged production company similar to here at 605. You guys do commercials. I'm sure you've done weddings and just anything else with film.
Yeah, so started YouTube, moved to film, and then weddings, and I did weddings forever. No longer doing weddings officially.
Bro, I feel you. I think I did 4 or 5, and I was just like, I can't anymore. Bridezillas and brides moms, man. Brides
moms are the worst.
Woo,
well, actually,
they are.
The bride's mom. Bride's moms weren't so bad. It was the groom's mom for me that ended up being the worst most of the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're brutal. They don't hold back sometimes.
No, and overall, I had pretty good experiences as far as final product was concerned. I never had anybody that was upset about the video. But the drama of the day when you're there and all emotions are high and
you don't get, on sets, hopefully with something messes up, you can, all right, let's do it again.
yeah. Can you kiss one more time?
You are filming someone's special moment, which just so happens to go on usually for 12 hours that day. And you're just like, all right, I have to capture all of this and somehow edit stuff out without pissing off somebody. But this is their whole day. So you've done pretty much everything when it comes to filming stuff. You guys also do a convention or film festival as well, right?
We do. Rad hosts 2 film festivals. One in April, and then one in May. First weekend of May and first weekend of October, which is Midwest Action Fest and Midwest Horror Fest. So we're coming up on Action Fest right now. My fiance, Rebecca Erb, she runs all that stuff. Like, the film festivals are all hers.
That's her baby.
I'm a founder of the film festivals, but I have stepped back pretty hard on
So you're more of the film stuff.
I'm
projects.
I'm the tech guy for the day on the festivals. Like, I'm the one running all the movies and doing all that stuff. And I make the graphics and posters and things. But as far as the planning of it all, I stepped back hard on all that. I'm entirely too busy.
And that's at the State Theater, right?
Not anymore. We've moved it to the Merrimax, where we filmed.
Which is it's a theater, right?
Yeah, it's Merrimax Cinemas. It's in Logansport, so it's more of a Cineplex. So there's multiple screens. We actually get access to 2 screens. Okay. So we can play a bunch of different stuff. We've got, so far, we just announced we've got Carrie Means as a guest. I believe he's going to be there in person. Okay. Which is the guy that voiced Frylock in Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Okay.
And then we also have Claudia Gray, who's doing a virtual appearance, and she is a Star Wars canon author. Awesome. She's my favorite Star Wars canon author, actually. She has written my favorite book, which is called Lost Stars in the new canon. Okay. Really good. But so we've got her Skyping, and we were looking for some more authors. We have reached out to some other Star Wars authors, so hopefully, cross your fingers.
That's what's cool about your guys' festivals. A lot of festivals that I've seen put on by filmmakers, it's not a dig at filmmakers, is they're very filmmaker heavy. Yeah. Which can be a really good thing for a lot of people, but sometimes it's nice to see you branch out to other levels of the independent scene, not just a filmmaker.
Well, the thing is we do consider ourselves like a film festival for filmmakers, in the sense that a lot of the festivals that I've been a part of, or that we've had movies in, or that my friends have had movies in, the feeling is always kind of like, I don't know, the filmmaker's almost forgotten about, despite how much the facade of it wants to hold.
That's the worst part of horror conventions that just have a film festival.
And that's what most of them are.
You're the stepchild that they just don't care for.
Gen Con's film festival, we went to that and had a really great time. Gen Con was a lot of fun, but the film festival itself there seemed like an afterthought. It was just in a really small room of the hotel.
That's how I felt with Horror Hound. I had a fantastic time. I hung out with great people. We had a great party afterwards. It was a good showing. But, it was, in this little room across the street, in this other building that, not everybody knew how to get to.
Exactly.
And it was just where's it at? And it's you gotta go here. And damn, why is this so hard?
It was very hard to find it. I didn't even find it for the who was it? For somebody that was at Horror Hound. We looked for it forever. By the time we found it, it was credits rolling. But,
yeah, and it's just like, I tried.
yeah. And there's always a lot of people at those conventions, so just navigating it, and you get, with us, we have a lot of friends that go to those things, so when you're walking, you always run into people so then you're like, on your way somewhere, stuck talking to somebody who you want to talk to.
And then you got your con family that you just see at the convention,
exactly.
and you have to talk.
But Action Fest and Horror Fest, for those film festivals, we really try to make it about the filmmaker in the sense that, like, we're going to give you, like, a red carpet experience. Come in Friday night for the filmmaker mixer, hang out, network, meet new people.
Which is always a good time. I've gone to one of them. It's real fun.
Yeah. They're, like, it is about the filmmaker, but it's also about, like, for Horror Fest this past year, we had, one of the panels was casting agents. So for you as an actor, if you want to come in, you could have, you watched a virtual panel with all these casting agents who casted movies like Halloween Kills and the Blumhouse casting
really
director. She cast everything in Blumhouse. Like, she got up there and told what they're looking for, the kinds of...
She's like, this is it. This is how it works. If you want to get into the scene, listen up.
And you got a Q&A, so afterwards you can ask them questions and stuff. Like,
that's really cool.
It was a really good time. That was my favorite panel we've ever had. They were super knowledgeable, and that's on Facebook, so you can go back and watch that one still.
Well, we'll have links in the comment for that one then for sure. That's awesome.
Yeah. So this year, so far, Claudia Gray. So if you're an author or writer or anything,
did you guys have Bruce Campbell call in or
something?
Yeah.
Last year. See, that's the thing is that my favorite one was the casting one because it felt like we learned a lot. Yeah. But the Bruce Campbell one was highly entertaining.
Yeah, it's Bruce Campbell. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was Bruce Campbell and Ted Raimi, and
that's really cool.
That was a fun one. We got to talk Evil Dead stuff, and they gave a big insight into...
Did you nerd out a little and talk Spider-Man at all?
I'm the tech guy, so I didn't actually get to be part of the conversation. Dang. I just was listening in.
So you really are behind the scenes even during the convention.
Yeah, you don't see me at the convention.
You don't like to do panels or anything like that.
I do sit in on panels. Like we did a Parallels panel, so me and Daniel sat and talked on that. But because the movies
but you don't do the interviewing. You don't host.
No. Becca, and for the Horror Fest, it's Rebecca and Tom Commissar.
Okay, yeah.
Because they play characters for the Horror Fest one. It's
so they just
spooky
do it the whole weekend at all the events and stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, first Saturday in May.
I was going to say, so that happening this May still?
Yes. Yeah, and this May, and for the future, moving forward, I believe, the plan is...
Well, this is dropping right here in April, so you guys got a whole month to plan now.
It's in person or virtual, whatever you want. And the virtual experience
is going to work?
The virtual experience is going to be really cool this year, because we did a virtual Action Fest last year, because... COVID hit when everything was hitting the fan right when we were having the festival, so we had to go straight virtual for it, and it was completely virtual, which was a lot of fun. And what we did was we basically just did a big live stream event where we played all the movies all day, and after the movies we cut to Becca. We cut to her.
I can't drink.
Hosting it. We brought on virtual panels, interviewed people, had like celebrity guests and things come on. We just did the whole thing, and people could hang out in the chat all day. And we had a lot of people in chat, hung out all day, and it was a really fun time. So we wanted to kind of recreate that this year, but still have the in-person thing. So what Nick doesn't know is that I'm going to put a camera on his shoulder.
No shit.
And he's going to follow Becca around all day, and we're going to HDMI transmit it to the computer. So that way she can be out in the lobby hosting and talking about all the vendors and showing us all the stuff that we can live stream. We can cut to that, and then we can cut to the movies playing. We can cut to panels that are in-person and virtual panels.
That's pretty dope, guys. You're hearing it right here first.
We're going
Even Nick heard about it first. That's a really cool idea. I like that a lot for a virtual option. That's really cool.
Yeah. So the virtual option, we wanted to make you feel like you were as
immersive as possible.
As immersive as possible this year.
So you're basically POV for the whole thing.
Yeah, and it's cool because this year we've got kind of like some little bit more like wireless setups where we can like communicate with each other a little bit better. We've got more team members that are going to be helping out because usually the festivals is kind of a 3-man crew. It's always just kind of been me, Rebecca, and Dan kind of running around.
Well, yeah, you put a little walkie-talkie piece in their ear and you just go, hey, make sure you get to main stage within like a minute.
Right. That's what. That's what it is. It's all one.
Get that speech.
If you guys, if the people that were actually at these festivals knew how much was going on, just
behind the scenes,
just,
it's like any other production. You've got so many people behind the scenes doing so many things just to make it look like you're able to walk around and talk to people.
Right.
And it's like there's so much more stress that goes into these events. especially, even small ones like his. You're hearing about all the stress that goes into something like his right now, at the theaters, and then all the way up to, imagine something like a Comic-Con, like
for
how
sure, man.
hectic those situations are.
Yeah.
Cause,
it's not like you just open the doors and
I'm sure every now and then you might get a little bit of the weirdo showing up, but at those big conventions, you got just so many crazy things that can go wrong with these A and B list celebrities. What'd you lose?
I set my water over there when I came in.
I got you. Yeah, don't worry. There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit. So, have you always been from Logansport?
No, I'm actually born in Ohio, but quickly moved to Indiana. Winnemac.
At a very young age?
Yeah, I was like kindergarten.
Okay, so I've been to Logansport and I've been to Winnemac. It's very similar to here in Rising Sun, where it's not that big of a filmmaking community, let alone an artist-driven community.
Right.
So I'm curious, what bit you to get you into the filmmaking itch?
I was
in the middle of nowhere, Indiana.
Right. In high school, we used to I had a camera, like VHS tape, like big camera. So me and my friends would shoot little films all the time and just like sketches. And Jackass was big at the time, so we would film ourselves doing a bunch of dumb stuff. A lot of skateboard videos, a lot of jumping in bushes, putting powder in your hands, and
the early
your friends in the
MTV
face.
stuff.
Yeah, we did a lot of that stuff, which I have and I'm converting all to digital right now, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
But so I want to start a show where I kind of talk about some of the older stuff and how I got started and be able to show clips of some of the stuff.
That's cool.
But yeah, we I started doing that, and then I drifted into music and was the lead singer in a band for a little while.
Okay.
So I really thought I was a rock star, or that I was going to be one,
Music was the passion.
Music was my passion. It became my passion, like, over video. And then band fell apart. I went to college. I was in the band after high school, but then I went to college later. For IT, I was like, I'm just going to get a real job and do something. And then when I graduated college, I bought myself a DSLR for, like, a gift to myself for graduating. And strictly to use for video was like my idea, and to start
more of a hobby on the side, just to get back into it.
Yeah, I'd always been wanting to, and YouTube was really starting to grow, and I was like, man, that would be a cool space to do that. And it still took me probably a couple of years, even after buying that camera, before I really one day picked it up and went, I'm going to do this today. I'm going to make a video, and I made a video. And I edited it using Hit Film Express.
Hell yeah.
And
which is still free today.
Yep. And I made a video, and I started a YouTube channel, and that was Rad Entertainment. So, and then that's just spiraled and grown.
So what would you say is your first project? Did you do a short first, a feature first?
I mean, for me,
what made you go, yeah, shit,
like
this is
to go to the movie side of stuff?
Yeah.
Dan Murphy of H&M Films was doing a...
And now what year are we in?
This is 2016.
Okay.
I mean, we've only been doing this for 5 years.
Wow, I thought you've been doing it longer.
I feel like me, who I am, and being in the band and stuff like that, I was kind of talking to Nick about this earlier today. Mm-hmm. I feel like when I do something, I commit 100%. Like, I don't half-ass anything. So, like, when I got into kayaking, and I bought, like, a $1,200 kayak.
I go every summer.
Like, all this gear and a helmet. Like, we did whitewater stuff. Like, we weren't fucking around.
Hell yeah.
Like us on the show.
Yeah, you totally fucking, yeah.
Okay. But, we weren't fucking around. That's just kind of always who I've been. So when I decided to finally pull the trigger and, like, I'm going to do YouTube stuff, we went hard, and we were putting out videos, like 3 videos a week for a year straight. I mean, we were
pumping out the content.
We really tried our asses off to make it there. And then while we were doing that, we did a show called Spoiling Dead, which was a Walking Dead review show.
Okay.
And I knew a guy in town that made horror movies. So you just follow it
weekly with the when the episodes drop?
Yeah, it was like Monday nights we would do Spoiling Dead.
Okay.
And we did it live. It was it was me and Rebecca and a friend of ours, Shane, at the time, who started out on the show. But we started just rotating in that third spot as a different guest, and then I knew a guy in town that made horror movies, which was Dan Murphy.
So at this time you're living in Winnemac?
In Winnemac, yeah.
Okay.
And Dan lives there, and he made horror movies. I was in one.
Good
of his
old British
movies.
Dan.
I was in one of his movies before all this started. I was in Night of the Dolls. I was an extra.
I have a copy of Night of the Dolls. Okay.
I'm really drunk in one of those scenes.
All right.
But because I played the drunk guy, it was method acting. But
yeah, I love that.
But
I play stoner guy in a lot of movies.
Imagine that.
I'm a hell of a method actor.
But so I had him on the show, and he liked what we were doing, and I knew Dan, but we weren't really necessarily friends at that point in time. But he liked what we were doing, and he mentioned that he was putting together a bunch of shorts and doing an anthology.
Okay.
And asked if we wanted to be a part of that, and I was like, "Yeah, let's do that." So we made a movie. Yeah. We made June, which was our first short film.
Okay.
And everybody, I mean, like our fan base is who we've been doing all this video game stuff and movie reviews and stuff. They seemed to like what we were making, and then
so you kind of had that little following, and you kind of took them over here.
That little following kind of pushed us to go, okay, maybe we are doing something right with this, with the movie stuff. So then, we kind of just decided to go a little bit more into that direction, but we were still doing the YouTube stuff and juggling the movie stuff. Then eventually the YouTube stuff kind of died out.
Went on the back burner.
Yeah, it just went on the back burner because we had so many projects in the works. Like, Kill Dolly Kill.
It's a good problem to have. Kill
Dolly Kill was like the funny thing because I got onto that because of Tom.
No, is this the first one or is this the two?
This is the
Kill Dolly Kill 2 or
the first one's
Dolly Deadly.
First one's Dolly Deadly. This one's Kill Dolly Kill.
Okay.
But that movie is kind of the movie that pushed me hard into filmmaking.
So when I went up and did the soundtrack, you'd only been in the filmmaking game for like a year or two?
Maybe, yeah.
See, I thought you'd been doing it for like at least 3 or 4 years before I had met you there.
No, we came into the filmmaking side pretty late in the game, really. Like we were doing YouTube there.
Well, shit. I mean, the vlog you did was edited very good.
Well, because I'd been doing YouTube. I'd been editing. We were pumping out so much content at that point. I was daily.
You just haven't been doing narrative stuff.
No, I just hadn't done narrative stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so like my editing skills and things like that, like everything was coming together.
So working on Kill Dolly Kill is when you really was.
Well, that's when I faked it to make it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because like I got hired to do that. Like
you were the DP, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only movie I'd shot was my short film that I did.
Wait.
And I
confidence is key. Confidence.
I walked into that set in Las Vegas like I had made 1,000 movies. Somebody's like, hey, do you need a PA? And I was like, I don't think we need a sound system in here.
I don't think you need a sound system. I would have just looked at you and been like, that's pretty funny, but do you really want one?
That's pretty much what happened. Yeah, man.
Give me 3. I don't think we need a sound system. Is this a music video part?
No, but it was a musical. So that's what I was kind of thinking.
Oh my god. You know what, though? Under those conditions, if you're working on a musical, it's very similar to a music video.
I blended in well.
It kind of worked out. I don't think we need... That's funny. But, I mean, that's really a big part of this, is having the confidence. I mean, because every project you go into, if you go into it cocky as hell that, like, I can do this, you're going to have problems.
Right.
Something's going to happen. Like, that's just how karma works. You got to be a little scared.
Yeah,
and
I was terrified,
everything's new. But yeah, I mean, having it, especially in the beginning, I felt the same way when I got hired to do the Wicked one. That was the first time we'd been hired to do somebody else's project. Right. And at that point, we had only done 2 movies and a YouTube fan film. Mm-hmm. And this guy was like, hey, I want to hire you guys to make our film for me. I'll direct it. I want you guys to come in as a production company and, just let's make this movie together. Want you to run camera. Well, I had run camera because on your first 2 movies, you do everything. So, like, I knew, like, how the shutter worked and the ISO worked, but, like, I didn't really know composition. I didn't know how, so, but you gotta have that, like, I can do this. And the Wicked one was a great learning experience, and I learned so much about cinematography while doing it, and I'm a very hands-on learner anyways.
Right.
And it was, doing that, coming out of it, when I came out of it, I was like, I could definitely do this. again.
That's
I know what the hell I'm doing now.
That's what we did with Kill Dolly Kill. When that movie was said and done, I was like, I'm in this. Like, I am 100% in it. I thought I was in it beforehand, but when it was all happening, I was like, oh, I'm terrified. And the flight over there, I'm like making notes, reading the script again.
Yeah, that's just 4 hours of like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, oh my god, did I lie to these people? Like, yeah, I could definitely imagine that.
Yeah, I bought a Pelican case so I could look all professional, you know what I mean?
It's my carry-on.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, now I'm just like humbled by it all. You know? It's just like, oh, you want me to do a thing? Sure, I'll do a thing, and I'll help you do a thing, and we'll teach each other new stuff, and I'll learn stuff, and
hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I love what I do. I really do, and now I get to do it full time. Like, it's just my job now is commercial work. It's I hate doing commercials,
but it keeps you filmmaking.
But it keeps me filmmaking because I was a photographer for a newspaper for the last 2 years.
Okay.
And I got that job faking it to make it too, because I got like a guy I know who's a friend of mine was the editor of the paper, and he was like, "Hey, we're looking for a photographer. Like, would you like to come in and interview?" So they interviewed me and a few other guys and looked over their work. I didn't really have a lot of work.
Yeah.
Because I was a video guy.
Which is a whole different beast.
It really is.
Photography.
But I did photography for 2 years, and now I love it so much.
Yeah.
But that
I'm
was
sure
thing.
photography just teaches you so much about actual composition.
It teaches you so much about lighting
and lighting. Yeah.
Like,
you've got one frame to light. You don't have 24 to kind of cheat it that the light's okay. It's like, no, we have... It's got to look good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and just to be able to tell a story in one frame versus thousands. Like, I was used to I could use as many frames as I wanted to try and tell my story. Now I got to tell a whole story in one frame. And in journalism, like, that's the whole point of the photo, is you're trying to capture whatever's written beneath it in one shot.
That moment. Yeah, you want to sum it all up.
Yeah. So
like your movie poster.
Exactly.
How do I sum up 2 hours, an hour and a half into... Look at this. Hopefully you get it and you want to watch it.
Right. But in that, you've got all the time in the world to make that poster.
That is true.
I've got
journalism, you got what, a 6-day turnaround?
I got a 1-day turnaround. It was a daily paper.
Oh, okay.
Daily paper. I had to go to an event, shoot it, and get that photo edited and in before, whatever, 8 p.m., whatever the deadline was that night.
That's crazy.
And I shot basketball games and football and sports and all sorts
of
stuff.
I got
you did that for what, 2 years? 2 years. I've got thousands and thousands of photos on my computer from doing that stuff.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back. And welcome back. All right. So we're going to change things up a little bit. This was a pretty unorthodox episode. So at the time of filming this, we are tomorrow going to be filming the teaser trailer or mock trailer for my next directorial, Placid Park. Tony here will be DPing it. So we kind of threw together making this episode for you guys since he was already going to be here in town.
I found out right before we started filming.
Yeah, he found out right before we started filming that he was doing this. So we didn't really have time to plan out a little section for him. So we're going to change it up a bit. And he is going to do trivia with me. Now, what is this? What are you calling this style trivia?
This is the IMDb Parent Guide trivia. I've got a show idea that will be coming out here in probably late April.
So here's just a sneak peek at it, guys.
Yeah. This is my a little teaser of the concept of what this trivia show will be.
This is his test run.
But on IMDb there is a parent guide. So if you need to figure out if something's too bad for your kids to watch, or just curious to
what's all gonna be in this film.
Right. Okay. So I'll give you the category or the genre of film for this particular movie is action, adventure, sci-fi, thriller.
Action, adventure, sci-fi, thriller.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So for the parent guide, we're going to start out with sex and nudity as the first category.
Okay.
Which there's none. Do you have any guess to what the movie might be?
Let's go one more.
That's kind of a joke.
Well, I have a guess. I do have a guess.
There is no sex or
but I'm like, there's no way I get it off of that. And if I do, I'm going to start strong and I'm going to end really bad.
Okay, we can go with... We'll move into profanity.
Okay.
Okay, there are 2 uses of shit.
Okay.
Along with a half dozen other profanities. Several uses of damn and hell. And 1 use of son of a bitch and goddamn. There's also a Jesus and oh my god is uttered over a dozen times.
Alien.
No.
Damn.
Yeah. There wasn't horror, it was sci-fi thriller. I feel like Alien would probably at least have a horror tag on there.
Okay.
But also sci-fi thriller.
Thriller.
But it's action-adventure also. Action-adventure, sci-fi thriller.
See, that's what's throwing me off.
It's got a lot of things. So, we can move on to alcohol, drugs, and smoking, which is listed as mild.
Okay.
A man smokes constantly throughout the film. Other characters drink occasionally. Alcohol is shown occasionally consumed. That's all you get for alcohol, drugs, and smoking. But we'll move on to...
this is obviously rated R.
As soon as we move on to violence and gore, you'll get it. And I will... Yeah, I'm going to... For the sake of completely taking it away, I will omit character names.
Okay.
So let's move on to violence and gore. A man is dragged inside a cage and killed by a creature. He screams in agony, and we see his pained face. A live bull is lowered into a pen by a harness and viciously devoured by the creatures off screen.
A bull?
A bull. When the harness is pulled back out, some diluted blood is visible for a few seconds. This may be upsetting for some viewers. The bloody leg of a goat is seen after the animal is presumably eaten by this large creature. A creature knocks a man unconscious, and we see him with a bloody leg injury. Flesh and bone are seen.
This isn't Jurassic Park, right?
This is Jurassic Park.
What? What was the profanity list?
Huh? The profanity list? Profanity list is 2 uses of shit, along with a half dozen other profanities, several uses of damn and hell, a son of a bitch, a goddamn, a Jesus, and oh my god. And oh my god is uttered over a dozen times. So you got a lot of oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
This is Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Damn.
I used the word creature instead of T-Rex.
Thank you.
Because I felt like T-Rex would have given it away immediately.
Well, you said leg and goat. I'm like...
the goat leg, I figured
because I was like,
this
has to be an R-rated movie.
I could give the ratings, too. That could be
Sci-Fi? I don't know if I give it Sci-Fi.
Because it's a PG-13.
Sci-Fi
throws it off a little bit, but they are DNA splicing.
Sci-Fi made me think space automatically. I'm thinking, all right, this is in space. All right. That's 1 for 1, right?
Yeah.
All right.
See, I'm going to come up with a point system. The plan is there'll be a point system based on if you get it off the first thing, like if you would have gotten it right off the sex and nudity being none, you said Jurassic Park, you would have gotten like 100 points.
Okay.
So the point value will go down the more categories I have to go into.
Go up by like 20 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This next movie is a comedy fantasy, and it's rated PG.
Comedy fantasy PG. Okay.
All right. We will start... I like to start with the profanity because it's always funny. So, starting with profanity, you get 2 uses of fuck. 1, which is funny because it's rated PG. But you get 2 uses of fuck. 1 isn't clearly heard like the other, and 2 of shit. 2 uses of Jesus. 1 use of pissed off. Goddamn is said at the very beginning of the film.
Next.
Alright, we'll move on to...
fuck.
A PG fuck, yeah.
Alright.
A PG fuck might give you a hint as to how old the movie might be.
I'm thinking like 80s, maybe, yeah.
Alcohol, drugs, and smoking as the next category. As it's listed here as mild. Overall, smoking is depicted as an act which leads to a violent and unpleasant death. A ghost woman who was a smoker in her life has a tracheotomy wound in her neck.
Comedy fantasy?
Yeah. Several living people smoke cigarettes and drink cocktails at a dinner party. A man is offered a cigarette by a comically burned and charred animated corpse.
Wait,
that's all the alcohol, drugs, and smoking.
Say that last one.
The last
again?
one. A man is offered a cigarette by a comically burned and charred animated corpse.
Okay.
Anything after? You can guess anything. It doesn't matter. You're not gonna lose
Roger
if you guess
Rabbit?
wrong.
I don't know.
No, but I mean, probably the right era.
Oh shit.
Well, maybe take it back. Maybe Roger Rabbit's probably a little too old.
Okay, keep going.
We can move on to. We'll move on to sex and nudity, which is listed as mild.
Okay.
A brief shot of a dancing possessed woman bent over and shaking her butt. Two ghosts make moaning noises that a girl mistakenly thinks is her parents during intercourse. A scene is shown in which the title character mentions that he hasn't gotten any action in 600 years, and then visits a brothel staffed by devil women who are scantily clad.
I don't know.
The title character has a look up the main character's dress by lifting her dress with a stick, but nothing is shown. He also forcibly kisses her and grabs her. All of this when they first meet him.
I don't know.
Look, here you go. This one might get it to you.
Oh.
This one might get to you.
Okay.
The title character grabs his crotch and hoists it up in a slightly offensive manner, intended to be a middle finger type gesture, and makes a jerking off hand gesture implying masturbation after saying, "Nice fucking model."
Beetlejuice!
Yeah.
Holy shit. Nice fucking model.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Comedy fantasy.
Comedy fantasy.
Alright.
PG.
All right.
The PG really throws it off because you're like, it's rated PG. There's two uses of fuck.
Yeah. I automatically was like, what? And bro, Roger Rabbit's is like
right.
the 60s. 70s. You're like the right era.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, what?
I was like, yeah.
Alright, one more.
One more.
Alright, this was, I'm either going to lose or I'm going to
Hey,
win.
you want to know what's really funny?
What?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Is that the next one?
Came out in the same year as Beetlejuice.
No,
I was
1988.
is it that?
Yeah.
1988.
Why do I feel like it's
I thought
so
it was
much
older.
older?
I thought it was older too.
You were saying that, I was like, wait, what? It can't be that
I
old.
thought it was that old. What?
It came out the same year. I just had to look because I was curious.
Well, so I went to the Astronomicon, which is the convention that Twisted puts on, which is a fantastic convention in Detroit. But I met there the voice of Roger Rabbit, and this guy was like 90. That's why I was like, what are you talking about? Like, this guy was 90.
All right. We'll do one more.
All right.
It's horror.
Okay.
And it's rated R.
All right.
We'll start with profanity, which is listed as moderate.
Moderate.
Language is too strong for young viewers. About 6 fucks and shits. Ass, damn, and hell are used. Jesus and likely other religious
It's rated R. It's
explanations,
all in there.
as well as other crude language. Yeah. Alcohol, drugs, and smoking listed as mild. The character's mother is an alcoholic. We see her drinking throughout the film, as well as seeing her drunk in one scene. She also smokes cigarettes, and the main character pops caffeine pills throughout the movie.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh!
As soon as I said caffeine pills, I was like, damn it, should have read that one. Caffeine pills is gonna get it. I think that, you know, for the deep cut people, like the horror movie stuff, I think will go over really well for a show like that.
Yeah.
Especially for the cast that I'm gonna have on, because it's always gonna be 2v2. So like we'll have 605 versus like Rad Entertainment or HM Films or
that would be really fun.
I've got some YouTube friends that would love to be on the show. I've already talked to, and so I think that'll be a fun kind of goofy show. We can all hang out and
for sure.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I think it'll be really funny, honestly. And I think I'm gonna go way over the top and be a ridiculous character the whole time we do it too.
Yeah. So when it comes to filmmaking, what aspect would you say is your most focus? I wouldn't say you're as much as a writer as you are a cinematographer, but
right.
You know what is your thing?
In this world, you know, we all tend to do everything.
We do. We wear many hats. Mine just fell off, but we wear many hats.
Right. So for me, it's definitely like, you know, cinematography and like lighting has really become something that I've really put a lot of passion into lately. So lighting's kind of my current.
That seems to be the trend. Once people learn like composition and framing, it's like, all right, now how do I make it look prettier?
Right. And
then it's like, oh shit, the lighting.
Yeah. and that's pretty much where I've been at now. Is I've just been playing with lighting, and because I do all these commercials all the time and a lot of interview setups for these,
which are quick setup, 3-point lighting usually.
Right, but I've been playing around with that lighting and how to do it differently, and backlighting sometimes my subjects, and then just bouncing that same backlight back into their face.
Okay.
So I fill out those shadows. I've been playing around with some more dramatic stuff depending on what the interview's about.
More bounce play and whatnot.
Yeah, I've been really throwing around lately, like really just bouncing it around, and it's mostly because of I hang out with a photographer here recently who's an older guy that has been doing it for a really long time, and he's just been teaching me a lot about light. And
I was gonna say, so I mean, are you kind of like me with the University of YouTube?
Yeah. All in all, my entire filmmaking, everything has just been YouTube. And then being on set as much as I possibly can. Like I'll go on set and help out. Like I helped you guys out.
Yeah, it's the hands-on.
Like,
just teaches you the most.
Right. I get on set as much as I possibly can. And I feel like because of that, I can jump in anywhere. I mean, I can run sound. I can just be a PA all day. I can
do what you need to do to get the project done.
I'll come and help out. I have no problem with that. I'll be an extra if I absolutely have to. I hate being on camera, honestly. I don't really like to act, But yeah, that's probably where I'm at right now as far as like what I consider, and that's where I'm actually learning and growing at right now. Things that I think I'm good at editing, like as far as like, you know what I mean. There's jobs that I know I can do.
You've gotta know editing. Editing should be every filmmaker's base, because once you understand editing, you don't have to waste your time on set. You know, because once you become the cinematographer or the director, if you understand how the editing process works. You know what you need to shoot, how you need to shoot it, how to put it. You know, you can see the puzzle all put together, and now you're going to go in and get the individual pieces.
Yeah. Rather
than like, oh, well, shit, maybe we should get coverage here. There should be no maybes about it. And if you're an editor first, you'll be there. Like, I mean, I've been with directors where I'm like, you don't need that shot.
Yeah.
Like, why? And I'm like, you're not going to cut to it.
Right.
Like, I'll tell you right now, during this scene, you're not going to cut to a wide right here. Just get a close-up. And as an editor, you know those basic techniques. Like, that's not how you're going to tell the story.
I'm to a point now where when we're doing these, I'm creating shot lists. Like, I know what I'm going in to get when we go in.
For what do you do shot list in?
Right now, we're using Studio Binder, which I've been really enjoying that. We did that for Idol Girl. We shot listed out like a lot of the record.
We'll play a trailer for that as well in here. Ooh, that was such a fun production. So I came up and I helped just anything they needed. Like he was talking about, you know, you just got to kind of be able to go anywhere and be like a wrench that can handle the job. And Idol Girl was a great production. It was a lot of fun. For sure.
Man, I thoroughly enjoyed your help on that set, too. It was nice to have somebody there that knew my language.
Yes, yeah.
Just to be able to go, hey, can we get rid of the shadow? And you're like, sure. I was like, yes.
Shit, it's gone.
Just because, like, I'm, like, getting this camera ready, like, lining up, like, just getting composition and all that stuff.
We had some fun setups, especially at the Merrimack Theater.
Yeah.
We had the lighting setups and the way that we were blocking the light with the diffuser all rigged up across the fluorescent lights, like, we couldn't turn the lights off, so I was like, shit, I'll flag them off then.
Yeah.
I got a 12-foot pole. I'll get rid of that light.
No, I like from here on out. If you're available, man, we're
yeah,
doing
no,
stuff.
it was a lot of fun.
Have
you ever messed around with Shot Lister?
I have not. I've looked at like the website.
I haven't. So I've done. It's an annual subscription.
Okay.
And it's real versatile. I like it a lot. You can import storyboards right into it. It's integrated with cloud. So if you have an Apple product, it's integrated between my Mac and my phone automatically on a cloud service.
Nice.
And your crew members can get the service as well. And then they all log into it.
Right.
And anything you update or change,
did you get the
right there in live time?
Did you get the shot list?
Yeah.
The shot list came from Studio Binder.
Yeah.
And the Studio Binder's cool because you can write your script.
I like
in it.
the layout of the call sheets that Studio Binder made.
Yeah, and if you pay, we're only paying for like whatever the $20 a month version or whatever. But if you pay like the premium, you can put your own logo on it because I think it still said Studio Binder on the shot list.
Okay. Yeah.
But there's a lot of really cool stuff with it. You can write your script in it, and then as you're writing it,
free with a watermark?
No. There's different tiers.
Okay.
And we were
there's like a basic and
yeah. There's a bunch of different tiers for it, but we really enjoy that a lot. And I've been storyboarding using Cinetracer, which is probably one of the coolest things.
Now what's Cinetracer?
It's a video game. So
did Film Riot have an episode about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you actually got that and you messed around with it?
It's $80. You can get it through Steam, and it's built on the Unreal Engine. So basically, it just goes, you're a camera operator. It's like, here's a dude with a camera. And like he doesn't actually really have a camera. He has like one of those little eye finder thingies.
I got you.
So you're a dude with this, and you can run around, and you can build sets, build walls, build houses, whatever. Like just build your shit. Or
how many assets are in here? Like you can how close to like actual location can you build?
You can grab from a bunch of stock locations. So just grab house like a typical. So it just gives you a typical house.
Okay.
You can do a warehouse. You can do like parking garages. Like you can do all sorts of different locations and get it pretty accurate. And if you can't find a pre-made one, you can grab enough assets
woods
to like
and
do
stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah, and then so you load your location basically, and then you can put in your actors. Just grab a couple of characters. You can make those characters move from like 8 points. You can set points for A to B if you want them to move. But if you just wanted to storyboard and just do still shots,
will
that's
they
what
walk?
I use. Yeah. So you can actually like record it and do a video and actually
as an animatic.
As an animatic, and then but you can do your entire movie that way and actually move the camera and shoot your whole film if you wanted to.
And just play that back for.
And then play that back for
people.
For basically, you can what that would be if you were doing it with animation, like actually like it moving. It would be like a previs, but if you just want to storyboard it, you can just do it in still frames. And when you're doing it, you actually pick your focal length. Like you pick 18 millimeter, 35 millimeter, 50 millimeter, like whatever you want. So like whatever you want to shoot it on a 200, whatever.
And it changes it.
You can even put in dollies, like dolly tracks and stuff like that. Like if you could actually build out if you went to location and measured it out, you could then build it in there, and then you go, what equipment?
Measurement.
Yeah, what equipment can I even fit in this scene? So it's like that way you can plan it ahead to be like.
So if you get measurements for a room, you can go back and make sure that slider's not going to fit.
Right, and you can pre-fit it by going because they have all these different things. They've got like cranes and booms and all this stuff if you were doing that kind of production. But for just what I did, I storyboarded a music video with it, and I'm going to show you a couple of frames.
Yeah, that's really cool. We'll play, I'm sure there's like a trailer or something or maybe a link at the very least for you guys to check out what we're talking about here.
Yeah, it is...
With copyrights, I don't know if I can play a trailer for enough thing, but you can definitely find it in the links.
Yeah, and I can send you some of these images so you can see what we're looking at.
Yeah. So you said it's $80. It's on Steam, so I assume that's PC only type thing, right?
Yeah, I would assume so. I would assume so. I'm not sure, not 100%, but I would.
Seems really, really cool. And well worth the price. It's a lifetime price. You get updates for free.
You get updates for free. It's still in beta technically. Okay. So the guy, it's only made by one guy, and he's just constantly adding new updates to it. So like this is a music video that I storyboarded where like here's my establishing shot. There's a girl on the phone. These are the shots we're going to. Like
and you just built this whole scene out. You brought in the couch and the cabinets.
Yep. because this is what
the rug.
That's what his kitchen and living room looked like that where we were filming. So I just redesigned the area, the space that we were going to do. And then I think that's all I have here on my phone.
So for Placid Park, you're going to be able to just shot list the woods out.
Yeah, kind of. You know, kind of.
Well, the storyboard artist, he's making those first, so you got something to go from.
Right. See, that's the thing is if the more that you can make up front,
Mm-hmm.
the more you and I can get on the same page. Like that's what you do. Like when you're filmmaking, you want your entire team, like everybody that's there, to understand what vision it is that you have, especially your core circle of the people that are really getting everything done.
Yeah, your core crew.
Your core crew needs to be on the same page. They need to know what the vision is because they're responsible for capturing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so the more that pre-production you can put into a project, and the more you can storyboard, the more you can shot list things out, the more you can like show visual references to other people, the better we can be on
this
board.
Is what we're going to do.
You sending me the stuff for this thing that we're filming tomorrow, just those images, like those
of the location with like the actual type of color grade.
Well, you had the location, and you gave me those drawings, the actual like storyboards of kind of the tone. Basically, you were like this is the tone of what it is. In the video that you had shown me before about what you overall lighting, ideas that you had in your head, all that stuff without showing me visual representations. I feel like we could probably get close.
Yeah,
but those visual representations, they make all the difference.
Yeah, you gotta. I mean, pre-production. I mean, that is the most important stage of this entire filmmaking thing. With clients, with narrative film, with documentary. It does not matter if you're a YouTube content creator. You've got to know what the hell you're making,
right?
And all the way from start to finish. Before you do it, before you even shoot a frame.
Our slogan at Rad Entertainment is story first. And that's because
it's a good slogan.
It's your fundamentals. Like you have to know what that story is.
It's your base, it's your foundation.
Everybody on board has to understand that story. and that story, if the story isn't good off the bat, or if you don't know what the story is, then figure it out. Because if you don't know what the story is, right now, like there are certain times, especially with run and gun filmmaking, when you have an idea of what this video is that you're making, and like, as an example, I daily vlogged for 45 days straight, and you don't know what the story is when you're vlogging.
Yeah,
you really don't. So you're just running around and filming stuff all day, and trying to think ahead, being like, okay, Wednesday I'll make a video about this, but for Monday and Tuesday I just got to get the video done, because of the daily grind of it. I just did it to see if I could, and it's difficult to come up with a story because that was my goal. I didn't want to just here's my day. I wanted every day to be a story, and it was a really hard challenge. And I failed most of those 45 days for it to be a captivating story that I wanted. But
you ever done a 48-hour film festival?
No, but the movie Bubbles that we made was basically that. It wasn't actually part of a film festival. We did it for Film Riot's 60-second film challenge.
Okay.
That they did during quarantine.
Just something you did in 2 days?
Yeah.
Came up with a story, shot it, edited it.
Yeah. And I think that's a good example of...
It's really good practice. I mean, usually the product, I've done them. Usually they turn out, pretty shit. Let's be real. You don't have a lot of time. There's no pre-production.
Right.
But they're amazing practice for when you get in those real life situations where, sometimes you get a client. Yeah, sometimes you have a client and you get there and they've seen some other fancy YouTube video and they throw out the whole thing where like, I know I said I want to do it like this, but they show you up a link and they're like, can we shoot it like this? And you're, shit, I guess. Like, it's what the client wants. So you've got to be prepared. And it's happened on sets. You'll have directors just throw out the shot list and they're like, I don't like how any of this is going.
Right.
Let's completely change how we're filming this scene. And you've got to, right there, all right, let's do this.
Right. I've got, like, so many examples of that. Like, you can pre-production, but when it comes down to it, if you can't think on your feet, like, because it's never going to go exactly like you have it written.
No, Murphy's Law.
The script is not going to be always what ends up being shot. And the final edit may not be.
You get to location and you're like, well, shit, this scene doesn't work anymore. Right. This room doesn't work according to what's written. So how are we going to do it?
Right. And so, one of the things, we did for Idol Girl was like for the first, we've location scouted in the past and went and checked stuff out. But for this one, we really scouted all the locations and we actually took a DSLR in and took photos at the focal lengths that we planned on filming the scenes in.
Yeah.
So that we knew kind of our space.
That's awesome.
Like,
That's what I want to
get.
What I want to get is one of those like 360 cameras.
Mm-hmm.
And what you do is when you go location scouting with one of those, you set it up in the middle of a room, get out of the room, take a 360 photo. You take that back. Well, when you're reviewing that photo later, you can map out everything to the point to where, where were the outlets in that room?
Right.
You get back in that 360 photo, and I mean, you figure out everything from before you even get to set. Like, all right, can we run power in this room? Are we going to be able to have lights in this room?
Right.
Do we need to have battery-powered lights? Those 360 ones are amazing options for going back to your location.
The 360 cameras are good for a lot of things. Like what we were talking about earlier with VFX and being able to like use different VFX assets and being able to change the lighting. If you take a 360 camera and take a photo of your lighting setup for the scene, you just grab the science, like the data from that, and apply it to that asset.
So it puts digital lights in where the real lights were.
Yeah. So that way your character's lit exactly the same way as the scene was. Just you have to take a picture of the 360 camera. Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you need the lighting data. Lighting data makes all the difference for VFX. Cause it's all how that CG character is lit. Because if it's not lit the same way the scene is, it's clearly popping out of your frame.
It's very interesting. Wow. All right, so what is next? So Idol Girl, you've got it finished up. We've got it premiered already. When's the release plan for that?
When this video's coming out in April.
Yeah, this is gonna drop April.
This is coming out in April, so it will be out and available now at radentertain.com if you would like to buy it.
Radentertainment.com.
Radentertain.com.
Entertain.
Yeah, it's just radentertain.com. There's
some
things happening with that.
Got you. Okay. So that's coming out. That's going to be out and available. Like I said, you've already seen the trailer for it. I know I played it before here, but we'll probably play it again at the very end for you guys. What's next on the docket? You've got the convention in May, but filmmaking-wise, we have Parallels that we're filming with Condog Films in June and July. We're filming that. And then and you're DPing that one as
I'm
well?
I'm DPing that one.
Editing?
I'm not editing that one.
Okay,
no.
so
just DPing that one. I'm really excited.
That's awesome because you put all your focus into one thing.
Right, and this is what I'm working with Daniel Goad on this. He's the director, and he has put in more pre-production work.
I'd say this film was announced about 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, and
but then with COVID and everything,
we raised $15,000 for it. We were supposed to film it last year, and because of COVID, it got pushed.
Yeah,
but all for the better because we actually.
That just gives you time to strengthen everything.
We went to the locations. We scouted out. We went to the locations and broke down how the scenes were going to be filmed.
Yeah,
and we're so ready for this movie.
That's awesome.
Him and I right now are going through the shot list and
a year of pre-production.
Yeah, an extra year that we didn't plan.
Yeah,
had we filmed it when we originally scheduled it to, I don't think it would have.
It would have been good, but not what it could have been now.
Right. I think now it's going to be. I think now it's really going to be something special.
That's awesome.
And we've had some recent
you need
small writing changes.
I know a guy.
Hey, we might. And then after that, we have... What do we have? We have another movie we're filming this year. We have a couple of movies. We're filming a short film that is our Horror Fest winner. We do a screenplay contest.
Okay.
And the screenplay contest winner, we're filming that movie this October.
So wait, does the winner from last year get that you produce their screenplay the next year?
Yeah.
I've never seen that at a fest. So whoever wins this year, you'll produce that short screenplay next year as an actual film.
And the goal is to produce it, and then it plays at next year's festival.
That is really cool.
But this this was our first year doing that, and we have some other projects that were pretty big in the works. So we had to push the production of this one to the fall. So it won't play till the following year, but we'll hopefully be playing two. We'll be playing the 2020 and the 2021s.
Never seen
both
that
of those.
before. That's awesome.
And it's cool because we have stipulations like it had to be one location and no more than 10 pages, I think, or 8 pages.
Yeah.
So it's like we kept it short.
Easy to film in 2 days.
Easy to film And this particular one is it's a creature short. So
ooh, fun.
So we've got some fun stuff that we're gonna play around with this one. I like the characters. We've already started casting for it.
Very nice.
I don't know if we've made a casting announcements yet for it, so I don't want to say. But we've got some really great people involved in this little 8-minute short
project. Yeah.
And we also, I'm gonna kick myself in the ass because I'm trying to remember.
You got another
I have
feature?
another feature we're filming this year. I can't remember what it is.
besides the plastic park.
Oh, that's it.
Is that it?
Because I'm sitting here talking to you about it. Yes,
That's so funny.
That's what I'm doing.
He's like, shit, I know I'm doing one other movie this summer.
Yes, I'm doing that with you, and then I have a short that I am itching to direct, and I'm hoping that we can find some time to film it, but maybe in September, because you're leaning August, or are you leaning September now?
No. I'm leaning August if I can.
Right.
I'm not married to nothing.
But sometime between that, or maybe even in November, I don't know, because it's just the short. I'm doing like a 10-minute short that's in like a diner scene the whole time. So
do you direct?
I directed June is the only movie that I've directed.
And that was the first thing in what,
yeah.
2016, 17?
Yeah, 2016, and that was a 20-minute short. And then I did direct Bubbles, which was a short that we did over quarantine, but it was a 60-second short, so nothing like. And it was I was directing
nothing crazy.
I was directing a 5-year-old.
The one-page script.
Yeah.
I remember that one now.
Yeah.
The VFX was good.
Yeah, that was me. That was me really playing with VFX.
The VFX was good. Yeah.
I did all that in After Effects, and that was
it came out good.
Thanks. But this movie that I want to do, this short film, I haven't directed anything in a long time, and this short it's basically three characters having a conversation in a diner, but they're all kind of scummy, and it's a crime drama is what this is going to be.
It's going to be it's dialogue heavy. It sounds.
It's very dialogue heavy. It's 10 minutes of dialogue in one location that I have to make visually interesting.
Are these like Brooklyn guys?
No, they're just there's some guys that are. It's two guys and a girl that are kind of planning a heist.
Okay. Very nice.
And
on top of all of that, you're getting married, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Congratulations.
I am marrying the director of Idol Girl. Rebecca Erb and I are getting married on August 13th, so we got that happening around the time of filming a movie. I'm gonna get married, and then immediately my honeymoon is gonna be filming Placid Park.
Yeah. Rebecca, you can come. But hell yeah, man. Well, I'm excited. Like I said earlier, we're filming our trailer tomorrow, so we're gonna get our feet wet with this.
Is this trailer gonna be out by the time this episode comes out? You're not promising anything, but maybe.
I'm not promising.
Maybe we'll cut to the trailer now.
If it's not out publicly in April, it might be right here at the end of the episode.
Yeah. Or
we might have played it in the beginning.
Right, because you want
to get people in here. So you might have already seen it. We'll find out. Next Friday we start Tori Jones's next film, They See You. Right. So I leave in 6 days to go film that movie for 15 days.
Where's that filming at?
So we're doing a week in Red River Gorge. Okay. Which I'm very excited for because we have a cabin with a hot tub. So every night after filming, me and Derek and Brady and my boys, we all get to go back to the cabin and just chill out in the hot tub and
hot tub
decompress
therapy. When
and
you're
then do it again the next day.
Camera all day long.
Well, see, I'm not DPing on this one. Yeah. Jaron Lewis will be running camera. This would be the first time I get to literally produce a film I'm a producer on.
Ooh.
It's the first time in my career every position has been filled to the point to where I can actually produce and just make sure everything is smooth sailing, make sure Tori's good, make sure the cast is good, make sure crew's good, and everything just keeps going. I'm helping out with the lighting.
Oh, for sure. You can't be there and not carry stuff around, and it's in there.
It's
not like you're just sitting in a chair watching people load in.
It's all going to show up in my car anyways, so it's going to be loaded up and everything else.
Right.
But yeah, I'll be helping out with the lighting, but once the lighting setups are up, I'm really going to kind of sit back and just kind of watch monitors and make sure the movie goes good. I'm very excited for it. I'll be editing it as well, so I'll be watching on set as the editor to kind of make sure you don't need that, or you should get a shot here. And
what do you call that? Like script supervisor or something?
Basically, yeah. I'll just be back there, and I'll if I see we should probably get a close up of that just to have it. I'll voice that opinion. But yeah, I'm very excited. But yeah, a week in the Gorge, and then we go to Shelbyville, Kentucky.
Okay.
We do a week there, and then hopefully we're done with that. And then end of April, I got another movie into May, and then a short in May, and then I think another short in July, and then hopefully Placid after that. We'll see. Hopefully it's a busy year. 2020 was supposed to be, so we got to make up for it now.
Right. Yeah, that's what it is. Like, we were supposed to film last year, so it just got postponed.
Oh, I feel you. I had 3 features lined up. I was like, summer's going to be great. I'm going to be making movies for like 6 months straight, and then shut down overnight.
Yeah. Yeah, I was supposed to have another feature I was supposed to film in May this year, and that one got just got kind of changed into
relit.
It got put off to the side as a movie, and we're gonna go in a different direction with it. We haven't made an official announcements for it, but that's gonna be a fun one when we get to announce it. I'm looking forward to that.
Very nice. All right, well, I want to thank you for coming out, man.
Yeah,
for real, totally. Doing this impromptu episode that he literally just got thrown into, and yeah, make sure you guys check out Rad Entertainment. Like I said, the website's radentertain.com. And they got a bunch of great stuff. Idol Girl is available. Get you a copy. Support my boy. And until next time, we'll catch you guys at 6:05 at 6:05. That's a cut. With my good friend, Ken Daniels.
Everybody.